Hello, esteemed gentlemen. The strongest man in the world is he who stands most alone. Henrik Ibsen. Most people fear isolation. Sigma males? They thrive in it. While the world scrambles for attention, status, and approval, these men move in silence, unshaken, unbothered, and utterly unbreakable. Their mental toughness isn't loud or flashy. It's the kind that makes people uneasy because they can't quite figure it out. Here's a fact. Studies show that solitude strengthens mental resilience. Yet, while the average person panics at the thought of being alone with their thoughts for too long, Sigma males embrace it like an old friend. Why? Because they've mastered the art of self-reliance. This isn't about being cold or antisocial. It's about operating on a different level, one where emotions don't cloud judgment, failures don't define identity, and fake confidence gets shattered like cheap glass. While others are busy flexing their strengths, Sigma males are quietly building theirs, unseen but undeniable. So what makes them so mentally tough? Buckle up, this is not your average self-improvement list. Number 1. They are masters of the unseen flex. Most people flex in the loudest way possible. They show off their cars, money, status, or social circles, desperate for validation. Sigma males, they do the exact opposite. Their flex isn't in what they show, it's in what they don't. They don't need applause, approval, or recognition to feel powerful. Their greatest strength is hidden, and that's what makes it so unsettling to others. When a Sigma male walks into a room, he doesn't demand attention, but somehow people notice him. It's not because he's trying, it's because his energy is different. He isn't desperate to be liked, and that alone makes people curious. He carries a quiet confidence that says, "I don't need to prove anything to you." And that, ironically, is more powerful than any loud display of dominance. This unseen flex is in his self-sufficiency. He doesn't need a group to validate his worth. He doesn't need external motivation to improve himself. While others broadcast their progress for clout, he sharpens his mind, body, and skills in silence. By the time people realize how far ahead he is, it's already too late to catch up. He flexes by being unaffected. Insults, trends, and peer pressure bounce off him like nothing. He doesn't react the way people expect, and that throws them off. They can't manipulate him, can't shake his confidence, and can't figure out why. It's frustrating for those who rely on external validation because he operates on a completely different frequency. What truly sets him apart is that his flex isn't even intentional, it's just who he is. He's not trying to impress anyone, and that's why it works. People who chase status will always be controlled by it. Sigma males, they move through life like ghosts, untouchable, unshaken, and always ahead of the game. Number 2. They know the dark side of human nature and accept it. Most people like to believe the world is fair, that if you're good to others, they'll be good to you, that if you work hard, you'll succeed, that people's intentions are as pure as their words. Sigma males don't fall for this illusion. They understand something most refuse to accept. Human nature has a dark side, and ignoring it is the quickest way to get blindsided. This doesn't mean they're cynical or pessimistic. They simply see reality for what it is. They know that people can be selfish, manipulative, and dishonest when it suits them. They recognize that power, greed, and self-interest often drive decisions more than kindness or morality. While others get shocked by betrayal or backstabbing, Sigma males expect it. Not because they assume the worst in everyone, but because they understand that given the right circumstances, anyone is capable of it. This awareness gives them an edge. While others walk through life blindly trusting, they move with calculated caution. They don't put blind faith in authority, friendships, or even their own emotions. They question everything, not out of paranoia, but because they know that people often wear masks. They listen more than they speak, observing the gaps between what people say and what they actually do. Because they accept the dark side of human nature, they don't waste energy being shocked or hurt when people reveal their true colors. They don't take things personally. If someone lies to them, they don't get emotional. They adjust their strategy. If someone tries to manipulate them, they recognize it instantly and shut it down. This makes them nearly impossible to fool or control. What makes them mentally tougher than most is their ability to operate in a world full of deception without becoming bitter or resentful. They don't hate human nature, they understand it. And because they accept it, they move smarter, stay ahead, and rarely get caught off guard. Number 3. They have no addictions, not even to people. Addiction isn't just about substances, it's about dependency on habits, emotions, people, or even the way we see ourselves. Most people are addicted to something, whether they admit it or not. Some are addicted to attention, constantly seeking validation from others. Some are addicted to routine, afraid to step outside their comfort zone. Others are addicted to relationships, unable to function without someone by their side. Sigma males don't operate like this. Their greatest strength comes from one thing. They are truly self-sufficient. They don't need a crutch to feel whole. They don't rely on people to feel valued. They don't cling to toxic habits because they're afraid of change. If something starts controlling them, they cut it off, fast. This applies to everything: people, social media, routines, even their own emotions. If they notice themselves becoming too attached to something, they take a step back and regain control. This makes them incredibly dangerous in a world where most people are slaves to their desires. Unlike others, they don't chase fleeting highs. They don't need to drown themselves in distractions to escape reality. They face life head-on, dealing with their struggles instead of numbing them. This makes them more mentally resilient than most because they don't rely on external sources for happiness or stability. They create it within themselves. Relationships are where this becomes even more obvious. While many people are emotionally dependent on their partners, Sigma males approach relationships differently. They don't get attached in a way that makes them weak. They love, but they don't need. If a relationship turns toxic or starts limiting their growth, they walk away without hesitation. It's not that they don't care, it's that they refuse to lose themselves in someone else. Most people are controlled by what they're addicted to. Sigma males, they control themselves. They don't let their emotions, relationships, or habits dictate their actions. This level of detachment doesn't make them cold, it makes them powerful. While others are shackled by their dependencies, they move freely, unchained and untouchable. That's what makes them mentally tougher than most. Number 4, they are unshaken by failure. Failure breaks most people. It crushes their confidence, makes them doubt themselves, and for some, it's enough to make them quit altogether. Sigma males don't see failure that way. To them, failure isn't a dead end. It's a checkpoint. A brutal one, sure, but necessary. While others avoid failure like a plague, Sigma males treat it like an old sparring partner, something they've learned to endure, analyze, and use to their advantage. Most people are conditioned to fear failure because society rewards perfection and punishes mistakes. Schools, workplaces, and social circles teach people that messing up is shameful. This makes them hesitant, afraid to take risks, always looking for the safest route. Sigma males reject this mindset completely. They don't care about looking perfect, they care about getting better. If that means failing 100 times before succeeding once, so be it. What makes them mentally tougher than most is that failure doesn't shake them. It sharpens them. They don't waste time feeling sorry for themselves or making excuses. Instead, they dissect their mistakes like a scientist studying an experiment. What went wrong? What can be improved? What needs to change? They don't get emotional about failure because they see it for what it really is, information. While others crumble under setbacks, Sigma males quietly rework their strategy and come back stronger. Their resilience isn't just about enduring failure. It's about transforming it into something useful. This is why they're often underestimated. People see them fail and assume they're done. What they don't realize is that a Sigma male is never really out of the game. He's just recalibrating, preparing for his next move while everyone else assumes he's given up. Failure doesn't define them. It doesn't scare them. It doesn't control them. And that's what makes them unstoppable. While others see failure as proof that they're not good enough, Sigma males see it as proof that they're still in the fight. And as long as they're still in the fight, they know they can win. They can. Number 5. They are relentless in self-improvement, but no one sees it. Sigma males are the kings of self-improvement, but they do it in a way that most people will never notice. They don't announce their goals or flaunt their progress. They don't need the applause or the validation. For them, growth is a quiet, constant grind. They don't seek recognition or approval from others. They're in a competition with themselves, and the only person they care about impressing is the version of themselves that they were yesterday. What makes their self-improvement so powerful is that it's not about looking better or being admired. It's about getting stronger, smarter, and more capable. While the average person posts about their gym routines, their diet plans, or their latest accomplishments, a Sigma male is quietly perfecting his craft, reading the books that challenge him, sharpening skills that will take him to the next level. By the time anyone realizes what he's been up to, he's already miles ahead. There's something deeply unsettling about someone who doesn't need to boast. People who crave recognition often make a big deal about their efforts, wanting others to see how hard they're working. Sigma males don't have that urge. They don't need anyone to watch them struggle or celebrate their small wins. They're doing it for themselves, and that's enough. It's not about being the loudest. It's about being the most effective. This obsession with self-improvement isn't just physical or mental, it's spiritual too. Sigma males are always seeking a deeper understanding of who they are and what they're capable of. They know that true strength doesn't come from flexing muscles or showing off intelligence. It comes from a quiet, unshakable confidence in their own growth. So while others are distracted by short-term validation, Sigma males are creating long-term mastery. They don't wait for permission to improve. They just do it in silence, and when they emerge, they're a completely different person, stronger, wiser, and more prepared for whatever comes next. The world doesn't see their journey until it's too late, and that's exactly how they like it. Number 6. They don't waste time on the unfixable. Most people waste years of their lives trying to fix things that can't be fixed. Relationships that are already dead, jobs that lead nowhere, people who refuse to change. Sigma males don't have that problem. They don't cling to lost causes or invest energy into things that won't pay off. They have a ruthless efficiency when it comes to cutting out what no longer serves them. If something is broken beyond repair, they don't sit around hoping it will magically fix itself. They move on. This ability makes them mentally tougher than most because they don't get trapped in cycles of frustration and disappointment. They don't waste time begging people to be better or waiting for circumstances to improve on their own. They assess the situation, determine whether it can be changed, and if the answer is no, they detach without hesitation. No over-explaining, no emotional breakdowns, just a clean break. It's not that they lack empathy. They just refuse to drain themselves for something that offers no return. They understand that not everything is meant to be fixed. Some things are meant to be abandoned so that energy can be redirected to something that actually matters. While others get stuck in toxic friendships, failing businesses, or self-destructive habits, Sigma males know when to walk away. This mindset applies to everything: ideas, routines, even their own beliefs. If they realize that something they once held onto is no longer useful, they discard it. They are constantly evolving, and that requires shedding what holds them back. The difference between them and most people is that they don't fear letting go. They know that attachments to the wrong things are just dead weight. People often see this as cold, but in reality, it's the ultimate form of self-respect. It's knowing your own worth, valuing your time, and refusing to waste it on what can't be changed. While the rest of the world drowns in unnecessary struggles, Sigma males keep moving forward, lighter, sharper, and always ahead of the game. Number 7. They destroy fake confidence in others. Most people build their confidence on shaky ground, on compliments, social approval, and the illusion that they're more capable than they actually are. They talk big, inflate their achievements, and surround themselves with people who won't question them. But Sigma males, they see through it all. They have a way of exposing fake confidence without even trying, and when that illusion shatters, it's brutal. It's not that Sigma males go around looking to embarrass people. They don't need to. Their presence alone is enough to unsettle those who rely on false bravado. When someone boasts about their skills, a Sigma male won't react with the expected admiration. He won't play along or feed their ego. He'll either remain completely indifferent or, if necessary, challenge them in a way that forces them to prove themselves, and more often than not, they can't. This is where people get uncomfortable. A Sigma male doesn't respond to surface-level confidence. He respects quiet competence, real skill, and genuine self-assurance. Anything less is exposed for what it is, an act. The problem is, most people don't realize how much they rely on external validation until they come across someone who isn't giving it to them. It throws them off balance. They start doubting themselves, questioning whether they're as strong or capable as they pretend to be. And for some, that realization is hard to swallow. What makes this even more intense is that Sigma males don't do it out of arrogance. They're not interested in proving themselves to anyone, but they also have no patience for pretense. They prefer realness, and anything fake stands out like a neon sign. This makes them intimidating to those who are used to getting by on empty confidence. In a world where people are constantly propping themselves up with ego and social approval, Sigma males serve as a brutal reality check. They don't tear people down, they just don't participate in the illusion. And in doing so, they force others to confront the truth about themselves, whether they're ready for it or not. Number 8. They operate on a psychological delay tactic. Most people react instantly to pressure. They feel the need to defend themselves, prove a point, or make a decision on the spot. Sigma males, they don't play that game. They understand the power of patience, of controlled timing, of letting others make the first move. Their secret weapon is a psychological delay tactic, one that keeps them in control while everyone else scrambles to get a reaction out of them. When someone challenges them, they don't fire back immediately. They pause, observe, and let the other person sit in their own words. That silence, it's suffocating. Most people can't handle it. They expect a reaction, a comeback, a sign that they've struck a nerve. But when nothing happens, when a Sigma male simply stares, unbothered and calculating, it throws them off. That moment of hesitation shifts the power dynamic entirely. This tactic isn't just about confrontation. It applies to every aspect of life. When opportunities arise, Sigma males don't rush in blindly. They watch, wait, and analyze. While others jump at the first chance they get, often making impulsive mistakes, Sigma males let the situation unfold. They wait for the right moment, the right angle, the perfect opening. And when they finally make their move, it's precise, calculated, and impossible to counter. This ability makes them mentally tougher than most, because they're never rushed into anything. They don't let emotions dictate their actions. They don't crumble under pressure. They are patient, controlled, and always thinking 3 steps ahead. And because they refuse to react impulsively, they force everyone else to reveal their hand first. Most people assume that silence means uncertainty. Sigma males know better. They understand that silence creates discomfort, that hesitation exposes weakness, and that patience is a weapon. While the rest of the world is caught in the chaos of immediate reactions, they sit back, watch everything unfold, and strike only when the time is right. And by then, it's already too late for everyone else. Number 9. They outgrow friendships like clothes. Most people hold on to friendships out of habit, nostalgia, or fear of being alone. They keep people around even when the connection has faded, even when the relationship no longer serves them. Sigma males don't do this. They outgrow friendships like old clothes, not because they're heartless, but because they refuse to stay the same person forever. Growth is their priority, and if someone can't keep up, they move on without hesitation. They don't believe in forced loyalty. Just because they were close to someone 5 years ago doesn't mean that person still deserves a place in their life today. If a friendship no longer aligns with who they are or where they're going, they let it go. No drama, no hard feelings, just a quiet detachment. This unsettles people because most friendships are built on emotional dependency. When a Sigma male walks away, there's no begging, no drawn-out explanations. They simply disappear, and that kind of detachment can be hard for others to accept. They don't tolerate stagnation. If someone in their circle is stuck in the past, unwilling to grow, or constantly making the same mistakes, a Sigma male won't waste time trying to pull them forward. They understand that you can't change people who don't want to change themselves. Instead of lowering their standards, they raise them. And if that means leaving some people behind, so be it. This isn't about arrogance. It's about efficiency. Life is short, and Sigma males aren't interested in maintaining connections that drain them, hold them back, or keep them tied to old versions of themselves. They value deep, meaningful relationships, but only with those who are evolving at the same pace. They would rather walk alone than be surrounded by people who don't inspire them to be better. While others cling to friendships for comfort, Sigma males understand that not everyone is meant to stay in their lives forever. They appreciate the past, but never let it trap them. They keep moving forward, shedding anything and anyone that no longer fits. And because of this, they remain mentally sharper, freer, and always a step ahead. Number 10. They are unbreakable because they have already broken. Most people fear breaking. They avoid hardship, pain, and failure because they believe these things will destroy them. Sigma males don't have that fear. They've already been broken before, mentally, emotionally, or even physically. And instead of letting it ruin them, they let it remake them. They've been through things that would leave others shattered. But instead of staying down, they rebuilt themselves stronger, smarter, and completely untouchable. This is what makes them unbreakable. They don't carry the illusion of invincibility like some people do. They know they're not immune to suffering, but they also know that pain is temporary. They've faced rejection, betrayal, setbacks, and loss, and each time they've come back sharper. Unlike most, they don't crumble under pressure because they've already lived through their worst moments. They know what it's like to feel defeated, to be at rock bottom, to question everything. And once you've been there and survived, nothing else feels as threatening. While others avoid discomfort, Sigma males embrace it. They don't shy away from challenges or play it safe to protect themselves. They lean into the struggle because they understand that growth is born from adversity. They don't see hardships as unfair punishments. They see them as tests, as necessary steps in their evolution. This is why they are so mentally tough. They don't break under pressure, and even when they do, they come back stronger than before. People who have never truly been tested in life often fear the unknown. They hesitate, they second-guess themselves, they panic when things go wrong. Sigma males move differently. They don't react emotionally to setbacks because they've already survived worse. They don't fear loss because they've already lost and rebuilt. They don't fear pain because they've already endured it. This kind of resilience makes them nearly impossible to defeat. There is no threat, no challenge, no failure that can shake them the way it shakes others. They've already faced the worst and they're still standing. And when you've been broken before and come out stronger, you realize nothing in this world can truly break you again. Number 11. They keep their personal life a locked vault. Most people live their lives like an open book, constantly sharing their thoughts, struggles, and personal details with anyone who will listen. Sigma males do the exact opposite. Their personal life is a locked vault, sealed, guarded, and nearly impossible to access. Not because they have something to hide, but because they understand the value of privacy in a world where everyone overshares. They don't feel the need to broadcast their every move. While others post their victories and vent their failures for attention, Sigma males stay silent. No one knows what they're working on, what they're struggling with, or what their next move will be. And that unpredictability makes them powerful. When people can't figure you out, they can't manipulate you, sabotage you, or interfere with your plans. Trust is not something they give out easily. They don't share their deepest thoughts with just anyone, and they certainly don't rely on others for validation. They've learned that most people don't genuinely care. They're either curious, nosy, or looking for something they can use against you later. Sigma males aren't naive. They know that keeping certain things to themselves isn't just a choice, it's a necessity. Even in relationships, they maintain an air of mystery. They might care deeply, but they don't spill their entire soul. They reveal things in layers, only to those who have truly earned their trust. This makes them different from most, who rush to open up, hoping for connection. Sigma males don't rush anything. They let time reveal who is truly worth knowing them on a deeper level. This level of secrecy isn't about being cold or distant. It's about control. When you control the information people have about you, you control how much power they can have over you. Sigma males move in silence, make decisions without external influence, and keep their plans locked away until they're ready to execute. And by the time the world sees what they've been building, it's already too late to stop them. Sigma males don't just think differently, they move differently. They operate on a level most people can't even comprehend. Not because they seek superiority, but because they refuse to be controlled by the same forces that govern everyone else. They are mentally tougher, not because they were born that way, but because they've faced life in its rawest form and came out stronger. They've walked alone when others sought validation. They've embraced failure when others feared it, and they've let go of what weighs them down without hesitation. Their strength isn't loud, and their confidence isn't put on display. While the world is caught up in appearances, distractions, and temporary pleasures, Sigma males are focused, resilient, and always a step ahead. They don't move to impress, they move to evolve. They don't waste time proving their worth because they know it already. And in a society obsessed with attention, their ability to remain untouched by outside noise is what makes them truly unstoppable. They have mastered the unseen flex, accepted the darkness of human nature, and freed themselves from the chains of addiction, even to people. They don't fear failure, they don't chase after what's unfixable, and they don't waste words proving themselves to anyone. Every step they take is intentional, every move is calculated, and every setback is just another lesson. And that's why they always come out on top, because while everyone else is playing checkers, they've already mastered the game of life. If this resonated with you, if you see the world differently, if you move in silence, if you refuse to be controlled by the same distractions that trap everyone else, then you already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and join a community that actually gets it. Drop a like if this spoke to you, and let me know in the comments which trait you relate to the most. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share this with them, because real strength isn't about standing alone, it's about recognizing others who are built the same way. Keep moving with purpose, and I'll see you in the next one.